This story's from the New York Times. Hegseth orders the Pentagon to stop offensive cyber operations against Russia. So I guess continuing our ongoing capitulation to President Putin.
It might be, one thing they do mention in this story is that if you are getting ready to have a conversation at a, negotiating table, you normally wind down your operations, be like, it's not like a magician where you're like, nothing up my sleeve. And then in the background, you're doing everything you can to try to thwart them. You try to very publicly slow everything down so that everybody sees, hey, look, we're just here to talk. We don't want to try to make a deal with you, etc. But the weird thing is that there really isn't anything that we need to deal with them for. The only thing that would happen would be with Ukraine. So that's the only thing that would happen. So why are we doing that then? And also, normally what happens is the other side does a very public thing too, and they didn't.
Yeah, right.
So it's just one side, which makes, again, us look back to the beginning of the show and be like, well, is he a useful idiot or not?
Yeah. Well, look, all I know is that since January 20th, we have had the nonstop slamming of fucking Putin's dick into our fucking uvula, and we've been grateful for it the whole fucking time and begging for more. So I'm not surprised as like the president of Russia throat fucks Trump on TV in front of us that we're like, yeah, that's amazing. Keep throat fucking me. Like it's like, yeah, we're in the middle of a negotiation. It's exactly what you said. Like, what are we getting? What do we want?
Well, what do they do? And they didn't do anything.
Right.
And then we're capitulating to them. So why? Why do that? Other than somebody gave the order that happens to be following orders from somebody who doesn't have the United States as in their benefit. Like they're not thinking about the benefit of the United States when they're giving that order.
I would be very, very, very surprised, Cecil, if by the end of 25, beginning of 26, we didn't have some kind of formal or semi-formal alliance with Russia and we had not pulled out of NATO. I would be shocked.
How shitty is that?
It's horrible. It's the fucking worst.
How shitty is that to gosh, what is it? 70 years, 80 years after World War II, we've neglected our allies and embraced fascists and dictators.
Authoritarian evil
dictators.
Yeah. Well, I mean, look at it. Trump's been very open about praising Viktor Orban, the fascist dictatorial strongman of Hungary. He's been, absolutely praised Kim Jong-un. He's praised Putin. He likes these guys. This is his model of leadership.
Yeah.
It's unsurprising. It's really fucking unbelievably upsetting that America would ally itself in any way, even in a symbolic way, with the worst of what the world has to offer.
What I've been reading too is that this may be the thing that really is our downfall, even if we don't do the things you suggest. Because breaking trust with your allies, like Canada and with, the EU, if you break trust with them, it doesn't matter if a Democrat wins after Trump.
Yeah.
Because that's only a 4-year reprieve from someone being bad.
Right.
So they will build a world without you if you don't make yourself part of it all the time.
Yeah.
So you need to be part of their world consistently, not fluctuating based on presidency. That's how you build allies. You can't just do it as a on-off switch. And so this really fucked us it'll be generational. We probably won't ever really be as tight allies. We might not even be by the end of 4 years, we might not even be allies with these countries.
Yeah.
But we aren't going to be as tight allies if someone else gets in and, change and tries to change things.
Yeah. I think internationally, we are always on the cusp of, we are constantly teetering between which version of the world is going to be most powerful and furthered. And that is a democratic version of the world, a sort of progressive European and formerly American version of the world that really push things like freedom, liberty, democracy, things along those lines as general ideals that we should use. Granted, they've failed in many ways in practical terms, but I mean, those are really the ideals that have been, versus a world run by strongmen.
Yeah.
And throughout most of human history, the world has been run by strongmen. That's how most of the world has functioned. And it's only been in relatively recent times that we've presented to the world a new option, a new way to think about how government and societies could run. And that's always been tenuous. I think that's always been tenuous. And when you have the largest economic and military power in the world beginning its descent into strongman alliances, that threatens the entire global order.
Sure.
Yeah. Not good.
No, not good.
Not good.
All right, we're going to be back on Thursday with a long-form article about psychedelics. So it's a Rolling Stone article, and Tom's going to read it for our patrons. So come back on Thursday and check out our long form, and then we'll be back a full episode on Monday. And we're going to leave you like we always do with the Skeptic's Creed.
Who let you fuck in here?